This message is from the Live the Life South Florida Student Life Team. Hey guys, this is Sean.
And I'm Andrea.
This is my wife, and we're going to do a talk today through the Real Essentials Communication Curriculum. We've got one really powerful tool for you. It's been really useful for us in our marriage and friendship, and can be useful for you in your relationships, friendships, family relationships. So don't just hear this like, oh, well, I'm not married, I don't need this. This is an amazing tool I've had students use and thank me for, probably more than any other tool I've ever offered in a class with Real Essentials. So first we're going to talk about communication skills before we do the tool. We're going to improv it, which is pretty scary. But so for you, like in the communication skills list, which ones do you feel like are the key to good communication between us?
I think that one of them is to be relaxed, to make sure that it's not in the heat of the moment, to wait for a better time when we are both calm and cool and collected, and we've got our thoughts together and we're not angry with one another, and then we can speak about something that happened during the week that bothered us or something that's built up, like resentment. And
right, so it's not just, hey, I'm mad at you, we've got to do this card real quick, right?
Yes.
Because that's gotten me in trouble,
yes.
I know.
Well, we've both done that, and it hasn't ended well, so I know that that's something that is good that we've learned. We don't always do it perfectly, but we try.
Yeah. One for me is trying to be sincere and honest. I know that there's a book I've read that gives people 3 categories, and we all fit in one of these, and it's about you're either a peace faker, a peace breaker, or a peacemaker. And so you can kind of guess which one we're supposed to aim for. And I know for me, rather than make peace, a lot of times I'll fake peace, right? I'm the peace faker, and you know this about me. So I'm tempted to just kind of go, oh, no, like the negative part of the talk, like there's nothing negative. I've got nothing to complain about. But then I build up this resentment, and later on in the week, later on in the day, I'm just snappy, I'm mad, I'm upset with the kids, I'm upset with you, and it's like, oh man, I should have just talked about that thing when we were sitting down having this conversation. So,
and
so I have to be honest.
Yeah,
okay, good. Yes. Progress. All right. What about you? One other effective communication skill?
I think I could be a little defensive when I'm listening to you.
So what does that mean to be defensive when listening?
I guess I always feel like I have to defend myself when you're saying something that that is just something that you have against me that has made you upset or something. So I'm always thinking about what to say, to retaliate or to defend myself, because I feel like I'm right and you're wrong. So I think just trying to listen and think, okay, well, he's hurt and this is why, so I have to be better about that.
Okay, well, you've gotten better at that for sure. One that I think I can definitely work on too is expecting the best, like just assuming that like what you're doing and saying, not just like, oh, you're coming after me, but just kind of go, okay, all right, like we're together because we genuinely believe like I didn't think you were a crazy evil person when I decided to marry you, and most of us don't befriend people that we think are out to get us, and so just remember that when you're having a conversation with a friend or a partner, it's like if you think they're just that awful, then that says something about your choices, right? And so even though in a moment I can think you're just so like after me and you're so mean, it's like, wait a minute, I picked you. I'm not that bad a picker. I know that we're on the same team, and so just reminding myself so that I can give you that benefit of the doubt, and just kind of make things more on a positive spin than a negative one. So, what about barriers? What are like any obstacles you face like in having these conversations, or do you feel like you've covered all of yours?
What?
Obstacles? Like, okay, so it's the barriers to effective communication. That's the second half. Do you feel like any of these are true of you? You're not sarcastic. You don't put me down.
I can be sarcastic, actually. I think a little bit of all of these.
I think you're pretty good at these. Okay, forgetting to use humor. Sometimes you don't want to laugh. You just want to like duke it out.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true? I'm not just pinning that on you.
No, I mean I am. I do. I sometimes when I'm so upset, I can't laugh about the situation, which is something that you're really good about. But I feel like when you're laughing about it, you're trying to push it under the rug or just like not take it seriously. So it's hard for me to laugh, even though it's probably good to laugh in those moments and just be like make light of it. And it's not such a big deal, but I make small things a big deal.
Right, and so humor is an interesting tool. Like, can't be used all the time, and can't even be used maybe most of the time. But it's an element of good conversation. But I can't default to it always. I've learned that sometimes I have to be serious because the conversation is serious, right? Yes. That's why we're having it. Okay, sounds good. And then I already talked about mine, like dishonesty, just not wanting to address something in you. And so I have a challenge I kind of give myself, which is when I go through this card, and this tool is called the Daily Temperature Reading Card, and a picture of it's going to be in the notes so you can see it for yourself. I have to have something for every one of these categories. And so I can't cop out and go, oh, well, I'm sorry, I don't have anything negative to say. And for some people, it might be even more challenging to come up with something you appreciate, right? Especially in a bad moment. Like I can't think of things I appreciate about you. So it's good that this forces me to have an appreciation. So let's go right into it. Improv. Okay. So daily temperature reading card. This is how it works. I'll start with appreciations. Then Andrea will go through the appreciations, and then I'll do new information and she'll do new information. And it doesn't matter. Like you could start, I could start. Do you want to start just to, as if you had initiated? You want me to start? Yes, okay, that's deferring to me. That's great. Look at you. You're growing. All right. Okay. I appreciate you. Even though this is a Monday, we've been in quarantine. We're socially distanced from a lot of the people we're used to seeing, and a lot of your rhythms are all messed up. I really appreciate that you've done a really great job taking good care of me and the kids, thinking about the challenges that I would face with work, and just like being super creative with how you manage your time so that like I get home and you're in just an awesome mood. The kids are like happy, healthy, running around smiling. So I really appreciate that because I know that's not easy. Yeah. I know you really like your schedule, so your schedule being all messed up, I know it's hard. Yes. Yeah. So that's one. How about that?
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay.
Thank you. I do appreciate you saying that. I appreciate, it's my turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I appreciate that you have been you've just been amazing these last few weeks, making sure that we have everything that we need here at home, especially in this crazy season with the virus, and making sure that we were well prepared. And you're working so hard, and just you come home also so happy and excited to see us. And I appreciate you coming down for lunch every day and spending time with the kids and enjoying your time with them. They feel so loved when you're here. And I appreciate our walks together and just those small things that you do that just make our family, like, I feel like we're thriving. We're not just surviving this season. So I think that's all because of your leadership and what you're doing here in our home.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, we should do this more often. To be honest, we probably do this like once a month. On a good month.
On a good month. Yes.
Yeah. So there have been times where we've done this once a week, maybe a couple times a week, depending on what we're going through. But it's a very useful tool. So new information. I found out that I'll be serving for Good Friday two different times in the evening, which I know that's not. I don't know what we had planned Friday night, but I'm springing that on you. So it's new.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah? All right. We'll figure it out. We're going to have plans Friday, so I guess.
Okay. And you have school on Thursday?
Yeah, still have college on Thursday. So I will be out of the house a few nights.
Okay.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. I just found out. New information.
Information, I have my Emmaus group on Wednesday at 7, so it means you have to get the kids in bed alone.
Fun.
And then, yeah, Good Friday's on Friday. And then Sunday, my parents will be here for Easter.
Yes.
And, I did tell the neighbors that they could come watch the kids get their eggs. So they just want something to watch.
That'd be fun. All right, Easter, hun.
So we have to find out what time we're going to do that so we can tell them.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll figure that out. No problem. All right, puzzles. So this isn't the part where we make a puzzle, although we love puzzles, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically where I admit what you've been doing that puzzles me. So I'm a little puzzled, confused.
Mm-hmm.
Puzzle is a nicer word. Confused makes it sound like you're confusing, so I'll stick with puzzled. So I'm puzzled why. I know you've been really trying to help me get my time of rest because there's just a lot of different things stressing me out sometimes. Although I'm working through that, sometimes I feel like you're really pushing hard for me to get time away, and I don't really want to go away. So that's kind of hard for me. Like, I'm puzzled why you do that.
Are you asking me or?
Mm-hmm. Nope.
You're just telling me.
Remember, that's how puzzle works. It's really tempting right now for her to say something back because she has a good response, I'm sure. But that's not what we do in this part. We just listen. Okay, now this was like minor. There's times where my puzzle is big and heavy and she wants to come back, or I want to come back and go, wait a minute, let me explain. And we don't do that. Not working through this tool. All right, it's a tool. So let's keep going. All right, you puzzle me.
I am puzzled why. It's a good one. Let me think.
You can always skip if you get stuck. It's an option.
Puzzles.
If you've been bothered at all that sometimes they come home unannounced.
I think I worked through that. That was a hard one though. Yeah, that was one that I had to work through for sure.
You can skip it.
Yeah, we can skip it and
all right,
come
cool.
back to it.
All right. Complaints with request for change. All right, so usually this is a build up on the puzzles. So I have a complaint.
This doesn't happen often, so this is good for you.
Yeah, I know. Usually I fake that I have no complaints, which is horrible. Okay, so I don't like it when you push me to take that time and I really want to be around the family or I really want to do like read or do whatever. Mm-hmm. And so it comes off as a little bit like kind of bossy. Here's a second complaint. Can I add this on?
Yeah.
It's kind of a puzzle too, but you were mentioning how like life sometimes, this is last night before we went to bed, you mentioned like life sometimes isn't like the magazines and these things that you hope that I would do, like I don't always end up doing them, and that was hurtful to me just because I didn't know, okay, so what's happening in these magazines you're reading or the movies you're watching, like I just don't know, and so it felt like I was being told I'm not doing enough, but I don't know what enough might look like. So in the future, maybe you could tell me what those things are so I could like try to be whatever those things are, more romantic, bring more flowers, I don't know. So you could let me know.
Thanks, Debbie,
yes.
for telling me that. That was good. My only complaint right now is at night when we do the boluses for the kids, like making their bottles and things, sometimes you leave them just like filled like dirty. So I wake up in the morning to like just a bunch of bottles and syringes and things like that I have to clean. So that's my complaint.
So I can't say anything back. I just have to take it.
Well, yeah, a request for change, just at least like rinse them out with water so they don't get sticky overnight.
Yes, that's good. That's good.
That would be
I can do
helpful.
that. Okay, and then my change was just like, just tell me what you want.
Okay.
What you really, really want.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. All right. So apologies. I apologize that I have been leaving things a mess, and sometimes I'm so tired or lazy, and I'm usually lazy. that
I
I just...
assumed you were tired. I
Did you?
promise. I did. I haven't said anything, but just...
Sweet.
Yes, no, really. What
No,
was
no, but I'm
that?
also tired and lazy at the same time. Okay, so I'm lazy. I apologize. Did I gloss over that? Or I mean, I kind of mean it. Like, I will. I'll wash the bottles.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. And I apologize that last night I didn't tell you what it was that I was reading. I feel like I have a lot of just like expectations and unrealistic ones, just idealistic, just ideas of mine that I don't think are. I don't know. I know that in the beginning of our marriage we had a lot of those, and we ran into a lot of issues because I had all these unrealistic expectations of you, or things that I thought should happen, and when they didn't happen, I would feel very disappointed. So I feel like I just want to work on being content with where we are right now, and yeah, I think that's why I didn't say anything. But I would like to read those magazines with you and listen to those talks with you so we can talk them over and see what we can do differently, because that would be really awesome.
Okay.
For us.
I could do that. I'm down with that. All right. So prayer requests. And now, depending on what you do for prayer or what you think prayer means, for us and in our understanding, it's a time that we just are honest with one another about the things that we wish would change about us, would change in our neighborhood, would change with our family, things that we want for our kids. So this may be like a level 2 thing. You might not go through that with every one of your friends, but this might be the kind of thing you go through with a very close friends, with a very close partner or a parent. And so my prayer requests are just that I would not be so anxious. Technically you should go first, but I'm going anyway, so sorry. Wouldn't be so anxious about the whole coronavirus thing and just being worried about the kids getting sick. I've been working on it, but it's still like really bad for me. I get anxiety and nightmares sometimes.
I guess the same for me, to just trust that I have everything that I need to be successful in the day, and that I'm the perfect person for the job that's set before me, whether that's being a good mom to the kids, or serving you, or making dinner, or sometimes I just get anxious about all the things that I have to get done, and I'm tired, or so just pray that I would trust God more in those areas.
That's good. I can do that. All right, wishes, hopes, and dreams. All right, so this would be any hope or dream you have for this season of life. And if you're in a quiet space, you can go through all of your world's dreams. I guess we don't have a ton of time now, so I would love to get out of this week before Easter, just like feeling like I celebrated Easter, like it was a time to like reflect, and it was full of meaning, and we had great times with the kids, Easter egg hunting, and just like that peace that I wish kind of would define my life for this week. Like I would like that. That's a dream of mine.
Any wishes or hopes, or
they're all bunched up for me. Those are all my wishes, hopes, and dreams. Just one.
I think the same. I hope to come out of this week like because we're fasting, like as a church and stuff, right? Yes. To learn what we have to, or that learn what we can from that. Like I'm fasting from working out, and it's been really hard because I'm crazy, and I think that I hope to know in my heart that I'm beautiful despite what I look like, despite how many times a week I work out, and that I can be that for Luana as well, Luana and Lila and Levi, and just teach them that they're beautiful and valuable no matter what they look like.
Yours is better than mine. That's
yes,
not fair. I know. that was awesome. All right, so this is unique again because we're a married couple, and this is kind of, it's improv, right? We didn't practice that at all. That was pretty good.
That was good.
And we're in a good mood, right? Would this have been the same if we were in a bad mood?
No,
not at all.
No.
Yeah, I mean we're Latinos, so like stuff starts flying. I'm just kidding. We don't throw things, but words start flying, right?
Mm.
So
or not flying at all.
Or not flying, right? Because you
Mhm.
get shut down, and
Yes.
that's also a bad. That's a bad way of communicating.
Mhm.
So, all right. Well, that was us going through the daily temperature reading card. This is a phenomenal tool. You should try it out. I've done this with middle schoolers, and I've done this with students of almost any age, and they've practiced this with family members, parents, and they say this is like their favorite thing. I have one student of mine who put this inside his phone case in the back of his phone, and he said he would go to it almost like multiple times a day as like kind of a guide for how to have good conversation with people. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So all right, well, now you know how it works. Thank you guys for listening, letting us be pretty honest with you, which is pretty scary and cool. And hope that you can use this for your relationships. It could make them way better. Thanks.